Got a preview screen. Got a button that says go live, so let's do it. Going live. Dun 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 dun. An error has occurred. Please try again. This thing thinks I'm playing something called Sonic the Secret Rings. That's not right. Let's change that. Let's update that. Let's see what we got going on. So guys, if anyone's there, hello and welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm messing around just trying to see if I can remember how to actually do this. Got a new mic, so hey, how do I sound? Am I good? Am I good? I don't have any drop frames, been on for a minute. Okay, so let's see if we're going anywhere with this or if I'm just a crazy person. So I'm just going to jump in and see if it shows me as live on the actual YouTube space. Shows me as live. Okay. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Let's see if I do this. Guys, I promise I'm a lot better at this normally. I'm just new house, trying some new things out, new equipment, so just fiddling around a little bit. So let's put something on Twitter and see if anyone actually comes and joins us. Let me know if you can hear my keyboard. Really, this new mic is kind of interesting. I'm trying to see how it sounds. If I need to get maybe closer to my mouth so it's away from the keyboard, but let's see how it works out. Okay, I'm going to put that over there and I'm going to start playing a game because that's what people came here for. The stream's current bitrate is set to something really low, higher than recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use another bitrate. Okay, tell me more. We recommend that you use 2.5. Why? What is my bitrate actually on? I don't even remember. So the thing is, between the last stream and this one, guys, got a new mic, new headset, upgraded some equipment in my PC, so it has been a very long time. It also means a couple of my settings aren't where they used to be, so I kind of just have to fiddle around and see what we come up with. Let me just drag this onto the screen so I'm not looking away from you. Hopefully you can hear me properly. Let's see what the bitrate is set to. Oh, video bitrate is set to that, so YouTube is crazy. What else is new, you know? What else is new? Okay, we're going to jump into a game of Stories: The Path of Destinies. If you guys have been on this channel before, you would recognize this game. It's been a long time. I said the next time I play it, I want to do it live, so that's what's happening right now. Let's see what this looks like. Let's switch the screen, shall we? You guys can see what I see. Well, hopefully. Okay, give me a sec. I'm just going to put game capture on. There we go. You guys are seeing this? Excellent. Okay. 1 second. My phone keeps beeping in my ear. Well, not my phone. My headset keeps beeping in my ear. I think it keeps trying to switch itself off, which is super irritating. So switching that off as we speak. Let's make sure you guys have some game audio, shall we? Game audio needs to come through. This one. Okay. What? Hold on. Okay. Like I said, the game has changed. Clicking on the wrong thing there. Okay, hold on. It's telling me. Let's change back to the other screen, shall we? It's telling me, hey, thanks Game Nation, or shall I say Boris. Okay, so I was about to start that game, but it looks like my save games are missing. That's going to be a real big bummer. So I think, if I remember correctly, I made a backup of these before I moved over to this SSD that I put in. Now the question is, I need to try and remember how do I find those game files? Stories the Path of Destinies. Let's go digging through some folders here quickly. Sounds like something that would be kept in your local folder. And it is. So let me just go back here and pull from our old install files from here. Sorry guys, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm really just copying files from one location to another, and then I'm going to start the game again to see if that will kick it off. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so all I've done is move one game file from one place to another, hoping that this will mean it will say continue game. Continue game, come on. Hey, look at that. Ugh. Okay, cool. So, for those of you who have never seen me play this game before, let me just make sure I've got my chat next to me so I can see if you guys say stuff. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. There you guys are, nice and big. Let's make sure we got that next to me so I can see what's happening. Great. Okay, cool. Let's push back in. So, if you guys haven't played this game before, let me just turn the volume down of the game a little bit, because I can see that it's a bit louder than I am. Okay, so if you haven't seen me play this game before, basically the way this game works, right, is we started off right in the beginning with a sword, and we're just running around, and one of our, I don't know what you would call them. Anyway, this kid dies, and it sets off a whole chain of events where we're like running away from the bad guys, trying to avenge this kid. While we're doing that, we start to get choices. So this game is designed, as it kind of hints in the name, the Path of Destinies. It's designed around you choosing your own destiny.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas.
This is where we are.
It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophic, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert, as tempting as it was to explore ancient mysteries. There was a war going on, and also, his old friend Lupino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lupino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
so as you play the game, you get these different options. So on the screen there, when you first play it, you only have the two options, right? Find the temple, build the Sky Ripper, and you can see that I've chosen those before because they don't have the little yellow over here. So this is a new option that I haven't tried out. You can't make new friends, the rebellion is out of time, and Reynardo needed a game changer. So as the guy was narrating, I won't read everything again. So he could come up with some harebrained scheme. So we either go find our friend, or we try to find the Sky Ripper, the parts, and build it together, or we go to the temple. So I'll give you guys a second to decide if you want to make a decision here, or I'm going to choose the first one because that's one I haven't done yet. Well, according to my save file, I vaguely remember doing something like Reynardo before. I might be wrong though. Let's see what is out there. Okay, guys, I'm gonna...
Ah, Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. Lapino's frantic message said that the Ravens were going to kill him for being a rebel spy. And that he had a clever plan. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse. Or so Lapino had told him over the far speaker anyway.
So I'm not sure about that green bunny there. I think that might mean it's linking to other ones. Warren, sorry man, you're a little bit delayed there. Oh, my chat might be a little bit delayed. I need to tweak my settings
Lapino
just a
had
little bit
apparently
more.
managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Okay. I vaguely remember how to play this game, so give me a second while I smash things around and mess around. Because
If they didn't want their things broken, they really ought to make them stronger.
this is how we arrived. It gives us health, which we don't really need. Okay, so that's how I move, that's how I attack. That's how I change my my sword, and then dash around. And use the workbench. Open this. Cool material. Let's see. What can we do? Can we build a new sword yet? Guys, it's been months since I played this, so really I'm also trying to figure it out. Give me a chance here. Okay, enjoy your boat, man. So we've got all the swords we need. You have this one already? Yeah. And we can level them up. Maximum level for that one. Okay, cool, so we can level up the sword. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Gems, what kind of gems we got there? No space for another gem? No. Okay. Let's see. Oopsie. I do that a lot as well. I push escape instead of that. Let's see. Once again, this art style is just amazing, guys. It really is.
Yeah.
This teleports us on. Boost.
It was a bit windy up here.
It's gonna drop us right by the bad guys, isn't it? Those are bad guys. Bad guys, bad guys. Where's it taking us? Alright.
The Ravens had taken the town. Reynardo had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Reynardo hoped the people were just hiding.
Also, as I was saying earlier,
Reynardo looked around the empty village. How had he ever imagined Lupino was anything but a traitor? Any honest rabbit would have fled with the villagers.
So, in between me playing the last time, there's also been a massive update to this game. And so it looks a bit different to me, and it feels like some of the dialogues also...
This chest was filled with reprints of the entire Sandman series. Reprints! What was the point of collecting those? Ooh, and there was something else.
So, we have the right sword, we can open the doors. Ka-ching!
Really wasn't making a dent in those shields. Don't go away.
Got this down. Excellent. Okay. I really don't remember how to-
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lupino. Well, unless he really was a traitor, obviously. Then they'd probably pin a medal on his chest.
I'm worried that we're going, again, because of the way this map works, it's very hard for me to tell where we're going. Sorry guys, I just want to check something. The audio seems to be cutting out a little bit on my side. Bring this music down anyway, because I know it's loud for you guys. If it is too loud, please say something. These both go down the same way. It's both got. I'm gonna just smush all of those because I need a little bit of help. Yeah, there we go. It's a shrine. Also gives us abilities. What do we have? We've got one skill point. What can we do with one skill point? Everything's locked. Okay, so these are the abilities. I need to remember these. The hook one, the dash one, combos, and the time one. How do we use that? Slow down time after a successful attack until your next action. Okay, that's a passive one, I assume. And speed. Could do with running faster. Be nice if we could just
Swell.
Oh.
He'd always wanted to do that.
impale the enemy on your sword when you grab him to cause damage. Great. Okay, so I guess that's a skill we're going for. I wasn't too sure. I was actually thinking of going for something that helped me run faster. It just looks like it's a 1.1 point thing. There's one down here which I thought was really cool. Where was it? We're gonna save up for it. Dash through the enemy or freeze time for everyone except you. So that's actually the one I should have gone for. Oh well. Let's see what happens.
Shall we dance? Called the lead raven. Crashes that were more fun.
Excellent. So we definitely need health.
Lapino would betray him. But now Renato knew that. What would Lapino do if he knew that Lapino was going to betray him? Well, he'd concoct some crazy scheme, wouldn't he? That used Lapino's betrayal against him, and it would blow up in his face. Yeah. Maybe he was overthinking this. Well, that would be a first.
Cool, so we just need a little more points. Move up to another level. I don't think I've got that. Do we? No. So we can't go that way. Can't go that way. Where does this take us? So these teleport you. If you can activate it, it's not active. Alright. So they generally teleport us to some section.
Alas, they had to bury him in a bucket.
Oops.
Actually, several buckets.
You have died.
Oh, what does the fox say? Asked one raven. Another one called back, "Oh, I'm dying!" And they both laughed hysterically.
Let's try to figure this out one time. Okay, it's gonna happen a few times until I try and remember how to do that. Sword gives us health back.
"I think this is yours," said Renato. But he couldn't hear his enemy's answer.
Yay! We can go back to the temple now. For that, we can. Excellent. Okay, so we did that one. I'm looking at saying attack enemies at any distance or activates when reaching a certain combo. Okay. Or fuse enemies. Guys, fuse enemies. Just sounds like it makes so much more sense.
Smashing things was fun.
Yes, yes it is. Suppose we have to talk to the man.
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, see, this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Okay, chat. If you're there, you pick the option. Are we gonna go and get Zenobia? Or are we gonna go for a part of the Sky Ripper? Fun fact, while you try and decide, I actually have someone at work whose name is Zenobia. I couldn't remember where I heard the name before until quite recently. So I was playing this game before she started the business, and then boom, this chick rocks up. I'm like, where is Zenobia? Why does that sound so familiar? And then I decided I was going to play this game again, and hey, there it is. She's not a fox though. She's not. Is this a fox or is this a cat? I'm not sure. Look at that picture. What do you guys think? Okay, anyway, we can either go for Zenobia, guys, or we can go and get this the Sky Ripper piece. I'm thinking we kind of just save the one person. I can view stories. What does that do? Okay, story 1, question mark, question mark. Story 2, what friends are for? So this is how we do that. We found a gem, we found Zenobia, we spared Zenobia, and then we threw the gem. And a hero doesn't need diabolic recruitment to beat unsurmountable odds. That's what that gave us. Then played and died at the hands of invincible Mad Rabbit. Okay, so that's the guy we just rescued. Truth Lupino is a traitor, so we've seen that already. And we've seen the Sky Ripper core is unstable. So we've got 2 more choices that we haven't made. Let's try and go for the chick. Maybe the chick's got more story to tell us. What do you guys think? Let's go for the chick.
Zenobia wasn't just the Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd been Renado's best friend in Swordfu school. And you're still mad for her, the rabbit reminded him. They'd been close. She'd told him things no one else knew. But she'd never told him who she really was. She knows all the Emperor's plans, chuckled the Master Spy. She won't give them up easily. She'll tell the interrogators, all right, said Lupino. Taking her would change the game, all right.
See, the thing is, we know this dude's a traitor.
The city was already under Zenobia's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
Okay, so where are we gonna go?
Renato had heard stories of a dungeon where chests were filled with potions and weapons. Fairy tales.
I wonder. We can't even go there. I was wondering if I use that right sword that we could maybe find like a secret. I ain't opening no doors yet, son. We're gonna smash
It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
It's true. Taking the long way around rather than using the locks behind you. I'm trying to see, although this is starting to look like a very long passage. Okay. So there's multiple ways. I've got this, man. Got this. Okay, we can't go that way.
Sharp? Check. Pointy? Check. Flexible? Check. What else do you need in a sword?
What else do you need in a sword? Magical powers. That's got magical powers. Suspect we're gonna get something. Anyone? Nothing? Interesting. Workbench, we can check that. I don't know if that's the right door key. That takes us somewhere. This is the one that I want to get. Wind Essence. Also freezes all surrounding enemies when you use it. And while attacking, sets enemy on fire. Fire essence, okay, so ore is the basic thing that we need for all of them. And I can't get any of these ones because, well, I could get that one. But I need some more. Okay, so obviously the next one I need to get is the void one. I don't remember picking up any gems, so
firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough.
That's how firewalls work. So don't believe him. It's a little crazy. Okay. Not sure if we're going the right way or not. Hey, magic chest.
Boy, someone has spent a lot of money for a graduation present.
Can't go around. Just make sure. Okay, so we're gonna push this and it should take us back to this. Okay, so that's saying that now with the giant X on it, we should be able to use it. Does that mean we can get a new sword? Let's go find out. Let's find out. So I'm gonna wait. So it's saying there's something new. What's the new one? I want this guy. So why did it give me a giant tick? I'm so confused, guys. Hey? Okay. Maybe there's a gem. What's a gem? Shield breaker. Your hits cause shield grunts to drop the shield. Well, yes please. I'll take one of those. What does this one do? Increases physical damage by. Great. Okay, cool. So we're sending to Thanos here with the hand. Magic hand. It's excellent.
why was Lupino urging him to capture Zenobia? Obviously it was a trap. But you never knew how Lupino thought. Sometimes his plans were so convoluted they did the exact opposite to what Lupino wanted. Yeah, there must be some way to play on that, Renato thought.
Step up. Whee! Now I remember these things. I did not like them at all.
Ha! Bet you never saw that coming.
Nah, because if it saw us, then we'd be dead. They shock you. That's what they do. Well, look at that, guys. Smushing things proves useful. Hey? No one was expecting that. Not even me. What does this do? What? Oh man. I shortcut like a whole section. I don't actually want to shortcut that section. I'm sure I have to kill those things for something. Okay, anyway. Here comes our traitor moment.
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renato hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renato.
Go for Lupino's geese, net, fire, toad, watermelon plan. Ooh, a subsection. And not the time for harebrained schemes.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sure you know better, said Lupino.
Okay. Guys, let's see if I can go back. I know that sounds stupid, but... Oh well.
Hey! Hey, a workbench! He could try out his new bling.
New bling, boys. Your attacks have 10% chance to deal double the damage. Yes, indeed. Some swords, are we looking? How many do you need? Ah, just one more wind essence.
Back for littering. But these islands are short on trash cans.
Epic battles. I'm good at them. I'm gonna cheat and dazzle. Do you see that? I should be proud. That like button if you're happy to get the achievements. What was that? This sword, because if I remember, I should read the swords at the workbench. Remind me if you're there next time. What was that? To your right? Something.
Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. Where were her guards? Finally, he reached her bedroom. She was curled up on her bed. Oh, he'd forgotten how beautiful she was. How sleek. How soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She became smoke. And he noticed he had a blade to his throat. Stay a while, purred a familiar voice. Did you really think you could capture me? Zenobia said as her ship lifted off. Now I just wanted some privacy, Renato said. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? And he told her why. His Imperial Majesty wanted to bring the lost gods back. They could make him immortal. But to seal the bargain, he needed a sacrifice. Someone who truly loved him. You're lying. She was furious. You can't prove that. I can. And so, they set sail for the Nexus.
I love the story, man. Love the story. There's so many different options and so many different ways to go. Like,
the scientists at the
doesn't wanna miss
observatory
out.
have resurrected one of his victims. Well, he's not exactly alive, but it can talk, and it can't lie. You took a big risk. You know, I could just cast a spell to make you tell me where the rebel base is. And you wouldn't consider that cheating? She frowned. Ugh, fine. Let's go get your witness.
So I was saying, there's so many different ways to go, like on the map. And
The
there's so
rebellion
much-
had started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up. Renato had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book. He had slept in a burnt village. Dead kittens and puppies had come to tell him what the Emperor had done to them.
So, as I'm trying to say, there are so many different ways to go that I'm worried that I'm going in one direction and missing out a whole bunch of things. Like now, I've literally just accidentally stepped on this platform. I don't even know where I'm going anymore.
There had to be something useful in these things, didn't there?
I should check. Let's see. If I open, why does this thing come in? I want to see achievements. It's opened up in big picture mode, which is really irritating. Okay, no, we're not going to worry about that now. I don't know why that thing thinks it's a big picture mode. It might be because I'm charging one of my controllers at the moment. Okay, so where does this go? This goes up to some direction. I'm starting to notice a couple of drop frames there, guys. Let me know if you see the same.
Renato wondered if his future self had commissioned these poles.
I actually vaguely remember this area. That looks like something I can step on. And I know once I step on one of those, I can't really get back. So let's see if we can go another way first. See if we can go up there. So there's something over there. And the last time I played this game. Okay. No, so we're gonna go down. Purely because we're not gonna be able to come back this way, so let's see where this takes us first.
What's behind? Door number 2.
If it literally landed on the other side, that would have been such a troll move by the developers. I would have respected that, but it would have been a troll move. last time. Should I pause this? I'm worried about those drop frames, guys. So I'm just watching to see. We're dropping a few at a time. Maybe I need to tweak some of my settings a bit. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna play for another 10 minutes anyway.
What are you guys dressed up as for Halloween? Just wondering. Come here, try to see your edge. I was trying to throw them off the edge, I thought that would have worked. Guess not. This jewel was more than sparkly. It had arcane power and an engraving. To Cindy.
Cindy. At school we learn the gospel of the transcendent emperor. The last divinity it appears to scars. He would banish the evil old gods and grant us the gift of time. But could one man, divine as he may be, create something as intricate as time? I have my own theory. I believe that time is a symptom rather than a gift. I'm convinced that on a cosmic scale there is a pendulum motion between order and chaos. Transcendent Emperor ended chaos and started the age we live in, an age of cause and effect, of fact and logic. Time is merely the tapestry which these laws manifest themselves. It is the foundation for order's companion, entropy. In the age of chaos, when the old gods reign, perception carries more weight than facts. Emotions can shape worlds, and time cease to exist. The age of order is ending. I am merely helping the inevitable. Entropy has been broken. Fate has been breached, and the end of time is coming, and I shall embrace it. Emperor something third secret journal. That's weird, they just got that like line there. Interesting, it's the first time I've ever seen one of those. We came all this way and this is the midget. What? I obviously missed something there. There was no big reward. Where does this take us? What, mate? You bloody what? Okay. So now we're all the way back in the beginning. certain there would be an accomplishment. So I'm trying to get those accomplishments, guys. One of those things about me, if you didn't know, I do love me some accomplishments.
She caught up with him. Don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing black magic? Why? Would you want to join in? Oh, no, I'd destroy his books and... all right, I suppose I wouldn't.
She stopped, troubled. He ran on. You know, ore is pretty heavy to carry. You know what's not? A new sword.
A new sword. Yep. But where am I gonna get a new sword thingy from? I need a workbench, guys. Help me look for a workbench. See one yet? What do I?
Renato, smash! Renato had been searching for a way to save the rebellion. Lapina wanted to capture and interrogate Zenobia. But if he could show her proof of her father's madness, maybe she would join the rebellion.
Hey, look at that. Workbench. Let's get me a new sword. Collect the required materials. We've done that. Increase the movement and attack speed, costs energy. Let's smash that button.
This sword from the mystical East could make time itself slow for you.
I like the way that sounds. Okay, so how much do we have? 29. That's the first one we can upgrade. Most of them are very expensive. Okay, so when we reach 50, we can get one that ignites our surrounding enemies. Check out gems because we did get a new one. That just automatically equips it. Okay. That's helpful. New sword, who this? Boy. Nowhere we can go except this way.
These platforms were great. Renato wanted one for his house.
Ow! Totally. What to do there. Hide behind the thing. That. Over again. Ouch.
Oh, should have faked left and then gone left, he thought. And then, he never thought again.
So I can fight like a dozen of these bad guys, right? Can't avoid giant firebombs hitting me. Problem is, raging when I hit the button and I move. So, like, see.
I should go, he thought.
Okay. Guys, once I finish this part. Oh, goodness. Hopefully this will be the end of this portion.
Interrupted story time. Cord the lead, Raven. Now we'll never find out how it ended.
Achievement there. Yay! I hope they look good.
Whee!
It's a percentage of whee. Really depends on how it looks to you guys, hey? I could do with some health right now. Yes, and energy, that's great. Yeah, health. Good. Yes. 4. Let's get more. Let's get health. That's great. We're looking for that sweet, sweet multi-story save point right now, guys. Quick stream. It's been about an hour. So it's good. Yeah. It's been an hour or so.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared around, shocked. The scientists had been neutral. They had no part in the rebellion. "Take me to your council," she said, shaken. "I have things to tell them." It was what Renato had gambled on. The Zenobia would turn against her father once she knew his madness. But the rebel base was secret. Could he really risk taking the Emperor's daughter there?
Tell you what, guys, that's going to be the end of that for today. I'm going to end it there purely because I want to tweak the stream a little bit for the next time. I can see that we got some drop frames, so if you guys have been watching, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. If you're enjoying the story, let me know with a comment below if you're watching this afterwards, because I will then choose one of those options in the next stream and we'll play from there. Guys, once again, thanks for joining. If you have any feedback, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, I will see you guys around in another one sometime soon. Live long and rock on. Twitch is telling me that, well, sorry, YouTube is telling me that you guys
once she knew his madness. But the rebel base was secret. Could he really risk taking the Emperor's daughter there?
Tell you what, guys, that's going to be the end of that for today. I'm going to end it there purely because stream is live for me right now, so if you're watching this is very awkward. I'm just trying to check.
Drop frames, so if you guys have been watching, I appreciate you watching. Thank you.
So we keep sitting in silence because I want to see what happens if I click stop. Again, this is a bit of a test stream, so again guys, thanks for hanging out.